What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about Ocugen stock, ticker symbol OCGN, because this stock has been getting decimated over the past 2 days. It had great news that came out for it. Emergency use listing from the World Health Organization for the vaccine that they're approved to distribute came out yesterday, and still they are dumping. They're tanking. They're down about 20% today. This is possibly due to some manipulation that we're going to talk about, and we're also going to discuss where some potential buying points are. So if you haven't already, please consider liking the video. That's the best way to support the channel. But without any other plugs, let's get right into it by looking at the chart. So first of all, you can see that we are down massively from the pre-market yesterday, where we hit highs, all-time highs of $18.80. Now, this is really impressive stuff, considering that we typically get stopped out around $16. Typically, you see we do not get past 16, and we actually got past 16 for some intraday trading, which is the highest we've ever been intraday. So good stuff for Ocugen. However, we didn't manage to hold that level, right? You can see that over the past year, we have just gotten shot down off of $16 every time we've been past it. So it's not a surprise that the same thing happened during the pre-market and early morning trading yesterday. Now, while that's the main reason that we fell, let's first cover the news. What happened yesterday? Why should this stock have been rising instead of falling? So basically, what happened yesterday was the World Health Organization approved the Covaxin vaccine for emergency use listing and will allow it to be purchased and donated to the COVAX facility that distributes vaccines worldwide through the Vaccine Alliance. And Ocugen, this company, OCGN, has the rights to distribute it in the US and Canada. So two major places that could potentially be getting this vaccine, but still the stock is down massively. Now, first off, we already covered part of the reason why, right? Part of it is just this technical pattern that we're trading off of, where every time we hit 16, we get shot way down. Obviously, the stock a year ago was trading around 27 cents, so we are up massively. A lot of people are likely looking to take profits. You can see that people were buying this stock up big in the past. Before this massive spike, a lot of people were buying it up under 12. A ton of people were buying it up under 10 as well. So people have pretty low cost bases on it, and were not afraid to start selling when they saw that it was above $16, especially when it was above $17, and definitely for this brief moment when it was above 18, people were selling big on Ocugen stock. Now, since then, we've just been in this perpetual downtrend, and if you look, things don't look too promising for us, right? The fact that we're just plummeting down. Now, obviously, you're going to be looking for a buy point if you are looking to get in on this stock and trade it, and that is a good thing, because oftentimes stocks like this will get oversold, right? This stock has a lot of hype. A lot of things are actually going well for it, and potentially there will be a buying point in the future, but we'll talk about that in just a second after we talk about how heavily this thing is shorted. First of all, 30% of the free float is short, and that's up 1.78% today. Shorts are definitely trying to push Ocugen stock down, and we can look at that even more closely by looking at the dark pool short volume. Okay, this is for Ocugen right here. The short volume as of yesterday, right? The numbers that came in yesterday were 52 million short shares traded on dark pools. So shorts are up to their usual tricks, right? Trying to push things down and not doing it in the most honest of ways, right? They're using dark pools again to manipulate it. We've seen it with AMC, GameStop, all kinds of other stocks. We've seen shorts use dark pools to manipulate the stock price and not have to report what they're doing at the time. So obviously, a lot of shorts were pushing us down yesterday. It looks like that might be continuing today. We'll have to wait until tomorrow to see the FINRA data come out, but things aren't looking good short and manipulation-wise for Ocugen, okay? It looks like we have been getting pushed down, unfortunately, somewhat artificially by shorts. Now, this isn't all bad news, right? We do see that Ocugen is #1 trending on StockTwits, okay? It's getting a lot of attention there. It has been for the past couple weeks. I've often seen Ocugen stock at #1. OCGN has been at the top of this list many times for the top most active stocks on StockTwits. And we are also gaining some traction on Reddit and Wall Street Bets. You can see that we are up 2 spots today to the #6 most discussed stock on Reddit and Wall Street Bets. Ocugen, OCGN, has 270 mentions and 1,200 upvotes. Now, we're down about 44% today because most of these posts were likely about them getting WHO, World Health Organization, approval. So a lot of people have stopped talking about them today, but that could change if we start to see a bounce. Reddit traders might be getting interested in the potential for a short squeeze, since we do have such a high short interest of 30%. Very high. 58 million shares are currently shorted right now, at least according to Ortex. Of course, these are estimated numbers. They don't know exactly because shorts don't always disclose exactly what they're up to, but we do have a relatively accurate idea of where the short interest currently is. Now, also, not just that, but we are trending up on Google as well, right? We saw massive search interest when the Covaxin vaccine was approved by the WHO, and we are still seeing relatively high search volume, especially compared to what we were seeing last week So we're still seeing relatively high search volume. People are hearing about this stock left and right on Google, on Reddit, on Wall Street Bets, even on StockTwits. People are hearing about this stock. Now, with regards to a buying point, there are a couple of things that you'll want to do. First off, you'll want to look at the options and see if there are any key places where there are a bunch of call options being listed for this stock. You can see that there are 10,000 open interest call options at 15. So potentially that could be a place that we're going to get bounced up to, right? You'll first want to identify how high do you think it can go on this bounce. Maybe we could get back up above 16. It seems unlikely, but you'll want to identify how high the bounce can go, and you can do that by looking at high open interest call options that are available for the stock, because oftentimes institutions will try to hold you down below those points. So it looks like we're in the clear for the most part. There aren't too many open interest call options on most of these strike prices, at least not in the near term, until we get to November 5th, or until we get to 10,000 at the $15 strike price. So that's the first thing, something that I look at initially, just to see if there's any place that institutions might try to manipulate us down from. Because when we're downtrending like this, it's unlikely that we're going to be able to make new highs, at least in my opinion. It seems like we have gotten shot down in a big way on big volume. People sold the news on this one. People took profits, and potentially we will see a bit of a retracement, right? We'll see a bit of a bounce, most likely, because this is probably an overreaction to great news that came out actually for the stock. It seems like it's a bit of an overreaction, but we will have to watch out for the bounce. And where to enter the bounce? Well, obviously, you don't want to catch a falling knife. And I should first say that none of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you guys what to do with your money or where to put it or when to buy. I'm just letting you know my opinion on the matter. And obviously, in my opinion at least, you don't want to catch a falling knife. So while this thing is downtrending, I wouldn't touch it. I would instead wait to see that we've consolidated for a certain period, right? That, there's a day when we're not down 20% or down 18%, which I think is what we were down yesterday. You don't want to be down on the stock when you're buying. Obviously, you won't get the absolute best price. You won't pick the absolute bottom, but picking the bottom is very tough to do. And potentially, we could be near the bottom right now. You could say maybe 10 will be a bottom. We'll have to see if we end up consolidating around 10 throughout the rest of the day. But 10 could be a good buying price, right? 10 is a strong psychological level for traders. A lot of people were buying above 10 and likely want this stock to go back above. You can see that we saw a little bit of resistance at 10 in the past. And potentially 10 will be a level that we're bouncing off of. Not guaranteed, but the main thing that you're going to want to watch out for is not these dollar amounts, but it's going to be either a consolidation in the stock price or a reversal in momentum, right? So either the stock goes flat or is in a V shape. You don't want to be buying, at least in my opinion, while we're plummeting straight down, because you don't know how far this thing is going to go, right? There were people yesterday who were buying probably at $14 and at $12 who were thinking that it was a great buy, and maybe it will be in the future. But if you're in this for the short term, then in my opinion, at least, you don't want to just be getting in willy-nilly and watching this thing plummet, because this is more of a short-term play, in my opinion, right? The vaccine news is more of a short-term thing. I'm not sure how long they'll actually be benefiting from that. It can't be more than a year or so until this whole thing gets sorted out, hopefully at least, right? So ideally, we'll see a little bit of a bounce, and if you want to trade it, then be my guest, trade it, but do it carefully, please. Don't just buy a falling knife. Don't buy into a falling knife, right? So that's my opinion on it. Not financial advice, obviously. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but you're going to want to look for either consolidation or a reversal momentum before you get in. Just my opinion, though. But other than that, guys, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We do morning live streams every morning. 9 o'clock is when we start them. So other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.